The issue that was coming was that when you're saying the bottom line up front, like for instance, like I talk about one of my star data scientists left in the middle of a product release, very close to the deadline. That's the bottom line up front. And I managed to motivate my team members.
That's not the bottom line up front. What's the prompt?
Okay, talk about a situation where you motivated your team in adverse circumstances.
That's not the bottom line up front. The bottom line up front for this particular prompt is, let me first define what motivation means to me.
Okay.
There's two ways, two types of motivation: intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. That is bottom line up front. It's not my data scientist left the thing right before the deadline.
Oh, okay. So when they talk about motivation, how did you motivate your employees? You talk about, you first ask them. There are two kinds of motivation.
It's not a question. It's a statement I'm making. It's my bottom line up front. I see motivation in two different ways.
Correct. Okay. And then you talk about the start, right? What was the situation and how, and then you go into the situation that, and then you basically say, I'll give you an example of.
Well, no. So first I would say, well, let me tell you, the point of the bottom line up front is it provides a hook. It makes people want to listen to me more. Oh, what do you mean two types of motivation? What do you mean by that? So here's what I mean by intrinsic motivation. Here's what I mean by extrinsic motivation. Okay. How is it different? How do people behave differently? And then I would say, if people are intrinsically motivated, there's actually very little that I have to do to motivate them. They're intrinsically motivated. That's human psychology. So basically what we're left here is, let me tell you about a time when I had to extrinsically motivate someone because they're not intrinsically motivated themselves.
People could lose their sense of intrinsic motivation when the situations are adverse.
So it depends on how you define what intrinsic motivation means. For me, I love Boba.
You love what? Boba?
I love Boba. I am very intrinsically motivated to do things if you get me a cup of Boba.
Okay. Is that coffee or what?
It's bubble tea.
Okay.
It's a drink.
Okay.
But if you give me $7, which is the cost of buying a bubble tea, I will not do the thing you want me to do. But like in terms of dollar value, it's the same. You give me $7, I could go get boba myself. But if you give me boba and you put it in front of my face, I will be over the moon. I'll do whatever you want. I'm just intrinsically motivated that way.
Got it.
Someone who loves chocolate, there's no reason why they love chocolate. They just love chocolate, right? So that is what intrinsic motivation means. That prompt, most of the time, is talking about how do you extrinsically motivate someone.
Correct.
So that's what I mean by bottom line up front. You're talking about extrinsic motivation. But let me tell you, there's another type of motivation where I don't have to do anything. They're already intrinsically motivated.
Got it. And for you, that intrinsic, but my understanding of intrinsic motivation is that I'm just driven to succeed, right? I don't care about the money. I'm just driven to succeed.
It could be anything, right? I could be driven by money.
Right.
But it's intrinsic. As in, I just want to make a lot of money. I don't care about the product. I don't care about the company. I don't care about the work. I just want to make a lot of money. That is a very valid and common intrinsic motivation. For that type of people, you give them bonuses. You give them gift cards. You don't tell them, oh, this deadline, whatever.
Got it. What is extrinsic motivation then?
Free food, swag, title, name brands.
Oh, okay. So intrinsic is anything.
Okay. But the point I'm trying to make here is, don't try to memorize my answers.
Right.
My answers came from my own observation and me thinking deeply about this problem. So this is where, again, you want to think deeply, whether it's a product sense question or behavior question or execution question. You want to think deeply about it. Think about human behavior and human psychology.